man I trusted, Ken Anderson, decided to turn his back on me. 5 months later, I'm standing here as your undisputed heavy-on champion. This is only the beginning for me.
You know, I should be mad. I really should be mad, but in actuality, I'm proud of it.
A lot of people want to talk about how I'm the future, but I'm here to prove that I am the present.
He was my first graduate. From time to time, my students actually teach me something. Maybe that happens next.
Why are you interviewing him who wrecked my match, but you're not interviewing me who won the damn thing?
I've given you plenty of time. To everybody who has been supporting me at Heavy on Wrestling, despite the lack of support I've gotten from them, it's a conspiracy. We knew it. We knew it from day one. Heavy on Wrestling does not want me in the main event. They don't want me in the championship picture. That's why I demanded it. I'm giving you till Fortune Mania 2 to give me my match with Airwolf for the championship that I never lost.
I'm a fighting champion. I'm not hard to find.
You broke my heart, Duke, because you betrayed me.
And the Wolfpack stick, baby. I'm the NWO Wolfpack stuff right here, yeah?
Buried in chains. A ring with no ropes. Only cold and unforgiving steel chains.
On Wrestling presents Black Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Heel Turn Radio. I am the Beard.
I am Roar, King Ginger.
I'm my own Ultimate Warrior.
And we're here at Clyde Ironworks for Heavy on Wrestling presents Black Sunday.
Tonight, Coppertooth explode as Duke Cornell attempts to bury Chainsaw King in a buried in chains match.
And then, for the first time ever, JDX takes on Lil Nathen Edwards.
Darin Corbin's mysterious new crew, The Scene, Sebastian Taylor, and heavy metal lore butt heads with King Leonidas and Big Mitch Paradise in tag team action.
The NWA Women's Champion Jazz goes one-on-one with Leva Bates for the Heavy on Wrestling Women's title.
And then to crown a number one contender, we have Ken Anderson, Arik Cannon, and Darin Corbin. It's one fall to the finish.
And in our main event, Clyde Ironworks can only hope to contain the action as Airwolf meets Matt Sydal for the Heavy on Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
We are Heel Turn Radio, and we're throwing it to Matt Berdal in the ring for Heavy on Wrestling presents Black Sunday.
But at this time, you think we should get the show started? At this time, I would like to introduce to you an ECW original, the founder of the House of Hardcore. He is the innovator of violence. Ladies and gentlemen,
Gentlemen, the innovator of violence, the head of the House of Hardcore, here in a Heavy on Wrestling ring.
We're looking at a legend, a man who spilt more blood than we've had years on this earth.
Doesn't get much bigger than Tommy Dreamer. Can't think of a hotter way to start this show.
We don't know why Tommy Dreamer is here, but he's kicking things off, so it's got to be good.
Well, he's the innovator of violence, and tonight he's going to be the innovator of announcements.
Sizing up those ropes. Made of cold, hard steel. Tommy Dreamer looks mighty at home in that ring right now.
I've got goosebumps, gentlemen. Tommy Dreamer.
If there ever was a place that reminded me of ECW, it's chilling in a bar with a bunch of sick, hardcore freaks just like each and every one of you. And this is definitely something different. Honestly, I haven't been to Duluth. We were here once for the original ECW, maybe twice while I worked for WWE. The wrestling history up here is amazing from back in the day with AWA. I'm super excited to be here. I've been wrestling every single day since Thursday. I spent my Thanksgiving in a steel cage. Now I'm another first with these chains. But again, welcome to Black Sunday. And weirdly, I'm not wrestling tonight. I don't know why, but that's okay. One more match, I'll have 206 this year. Come on, I'm trying to kill me. But July 28th, Fortune Mania. I will definitely be wrestling Fortune Mania.
Wow.
I look forward to all seeing you there, a little warmer weather. So we're going to basically start the show with this insane, very cool looking match. And enough of me talking. Thank you guys for supporting me, supporting me. I love you guys.
Wow, that is huge. Fortune Mania 2 kicking off with a bang. Tommy Dreamer in action.
The innovator of violence in action. Out here doing the introductions for the match. Asking Matt Berdahl what he's up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first contest of the evening is going to be a buried in chains match. The winner will only be decided by pinfall or submission. Anything goes. At this time, I would like to introduce your referee for this contest, Jay Soltis. Introducing first, weighing today at 245 pounds, he hails from Hillsdale Hills, North Carolina, Copperhead Duke Corbin.
You know, gentlemen, they say that not all snakes crawl. Well, we learned at Fortune Mania that this one's not just capable of crawling, he's capable of biting.
Absolutely. Wrestling together as Copper Teeth, Duke Cornell and Chainsaw King know each other intimately. They were part of that King's Court 5-on-5 match at Fortune Mania. Chainsaw King, Duke Cornell, John Johnson, Heavy Metal Lower, Nate Red Wing. What a team of monsters. And we said, can they coexist?
They couldn't.
They could not. And surprisingly enough, it was the two men who were closest who ended up turning on one another and ending and caused that schism, that split. And Chainsaw King fell short.
The heart is a cruel beast, and I gotta say, a much more somber, a much more intense Duke Cornell than we're used to seeing here at Heavy on Wrestling.
Absolutely. Copperhead is determined not to be the one buried in chains tonight, but we will see as Chainsaw King prepares to enter Clyde Ironworks.
I'm a snake, jackass. You are, man.
You got this. Fight for us. Introducing his opponent, weighing today at 320 pounds, from Erie, Indiana, the leader of the Chainsaw Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Chainsaw King!
Call him charismatic, call him unhinged, but what you should make sure if you're Duke Cornell tonight is you don't want to call him a winner.
Absolutely. A Duke, a King. It's going to be a royal slobber knocker tonight, and only the cold steel can contain this rivalry here at Black Sunday.
There is no comfort anywhere in that ring tonight, guys.
Absolutely. Chains can be used as a weapon. They can be used to contain all the action. You don't want to take an Irish whip into the head because you might end up in an Irish hanging.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The loser of this match set to be buried in chains, just like Alex.
This is something out of like Clive Barker's worst nightmare tonight. Chains everywhere, and two men who have total disdain for one another.
Excuse me. I kind of feel weird that I'm not wrestling. Ref, this is really dangerous. He almost fell getting in the ring. I almost fell getting in the ring. I came out to Alice in Chains man in the box. This is really something special. Do you mind if I be the special referee for tonight?
The innovator of violence, now the innovator of officiating.
Man, as they say when business picks up, business just picked up.
A chant for Tommy Dreamer here, taking off that House of Hardcore shirt. He's getting in the ring.
If there is one man who can call it right down the middle between these two behemoths in a match that is going to be brutality redefined, it's gonna be the innovator of violence.
Tommy Dreamer warning both men to be careful, and you know when it's coming from the innovator about.
Oh, here we go, Goozle!
Goozle!
Oh!
Blocking that
Dude,
attempt.
picking him up. They're trading what looks like, to be attempts to finish it quick.
Oh.
God, cannon, right hand.
Duke Cornell gave him a big southpaw.
No.
Oh. Duke Cornell, Babler's laying him out, choking him right across the top ring rope made of cold, hard steel. But Chainsaw looks to be recovering pretty quickly. He's back on his feet on the outside.
I think Duke may have wasted a little bit of time trying to get out of the ring from that opposite side.
He's not wasting any time throwing those big elbows in Chainsaw King's mush.
Warrior, have you ever heard, shot for shot, two guys absolutely laying in monstrous blows to one another like this?
Absolutely not. There has been no hesitation. This match is going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly right now. Oh my God!
Right into the steel ring ropes. Chainsaw King picking him up with that Goozle and almost choke slamming him into the ropes.
I thought for a second he was going to go for the apron itself, but instead he chose for the much more innovative hold and took him right into that bottom and middle rope, and you could see the whiplash on his neck.
Leading him around and then beating him down to stay in control of this match. He's trying to
good Lord!
Right into and through those steel chains. The action has spilled back into the ring. I think that's something we don't say very often.
And Duke Cornell writhing in agony at this moment. Warrior, is it a bad move by Chainsaw King not to stay on him right now? He has the advantage.
Absolutely. This ring is completely lethal. The match can turn around in a second. He doesn't want to give him room to breathe.
For once, I agree. Chainsaw King here, he usually stalks his opponent, and I think that, well, that can be part of his mystique, part of his intimidation. You don't let a snake like Duke Cornell slither away when you have him. Oh, that joint manipulation.
Has he got his fingers in his mouth?
I think so.
Anything goes here.
Hard to continue to throw those vicious punches if you can't close your fist.
And Duke Cornell goes right back to it, not missing a beat. A forehand, a backhand right across the head, and he's using his copper teeth as well, just gnawing on the skull of Chainsaw King.
Absolutely vicious. No quarter given, no quarter taken.
And Tommy Dreamer looking on with a smile on his face as these two are innovating left and right, using these steel chains to choke one another out, choke slamming each other into them.
Leveraging his head against those chains and running it across his eyes.
Cornell already lost that patch, looking to maybe take an eye out of Chainsaw King here.
Beard Warrior, we've seen Chainsaw King in a lot of different places, and in Heavy On, he's been extremely dominant. Have we seen anyone in an early going of a match push him like Duke Cornell is?
I don't think so, and I think that having these chains replacing the ring ropes. I don't think that this is an environment that either of them, to the best of my knowledge, have been in before. I've never seen something like this before, and I think both of them are taking time to adjust and trying to feel each other out, typically by running each other through those ropes themselves.
I mean, you think about those hardcore matches, you think about barbed wire matches. Barbed wire at least has a little bit of give. This is completely unforgiving.
Low angled snap suplex. Nowhere but Matt to hit with extreme speed. Oh, good Lord. Again, hangs him out to dry. Head first into the mat, gut first into the chain. Duke Cornell is in trouble.
Correction King hangs him out to die.
A huge gut buster drop by Chainsaw King, and it looks like he's trying to readjust his head here. Tommy Dreamer checking on both men. I don't know, the Chainsaw isn't still recovering from some of that offense from Duke Cornell, but
he seemed to just be calling on the crowd.
The crowd chanting one more time, and Chainsaw King continuing to look up, and I think he's going to give him what he wants.
I think he may have given Duke a little bit too much time. Locks him up for that suplex, hangs him again.
Chains right across the midsection of Duke Cornell.
Warrior, how do you come back from someone literally launching you, your midsection, across unforgiving steel?
I don't know that you can physically. I think the only thing Duke Cornell, the only thing he's got left is the vitriol he feels toward Chainsaw King right now. He's got to let his hate drive him back into the ring.
Chainsaw King stepping on that right hand of Duke Cornell and taking that Southpaw's best weapon and just slamming that big God Cannon against it on the steel. Duke Cornell clutching at that fist, looking a lot worse for wear right now, and Chainsaw King stalking back over to take a mitch.
Single leg, pickup, flapjack onto the chains. Duke trying to get those fingers. He's trying to be able to get some feeling back, shake it loose with a form of full fist.
It's no holds barred here, and Duke Cornell will do everything he can, and I guarantee if he can form that fist, he's going to launch it right in the face of Chainsaw King. Throwing those big forearms on the outside, rounding up.
Lines him up, kicks his head off on the side of the ring. I agree, Beard. I think he's trying to find a way just to make a fist so he can drop him with it. He's got to be able to, it's one of his best weapons. No one throws a left hand like he does.
Dropping a big leg across the neck of Chainsaw King. You could see him also, while he was preparing for that move, feeling out those chains, seeing how much give they have. You got to believe Duke Cornell is thinking about his next move.
It's a true guillotine. He's trying to remove his head from his shoulders.
Chainsaw King writhing, Tommy Dreamer checking on both men. And in this match, if you're breathing, the match continues. A huge southpaw shot to Chainsaw King, and Chainsaw King saying,
"More, please.
Give me another one," and put some stank on it.
Warrior, does it slow Duke's ability down to throw those punches? Is that why he's shifting to the forearm after all the damage he's taken directly to those knuckles and fingers?
I think so. He can take a lot of pain, but in a match like this, you have got to deliver everything you can with every blow. Yeah, that's why you stick to the forearms.
I can't tell if he's in shock
Spit in the face of his former partner.
Total disdain for one another. Backhands him.
Chainsaw King crumpling to the mat, and now Duke Cornell just laying his boot across the throat, pulling on that arm for leverage and trying to choke the life out of him. Even Tommy Dreamer trying to stop him a bit. Saying, hey, use the chains, and I couldn't agree more.
Admonishes Tommy Dreamer, of all people, about choking. I've never seen anything like this before.
Duke pushing Chainsaw King to the cold concrete on the outside. Chainsaw King just trying to get his whereabouts here, and Duke smartly stalking him, staying on him, and keeping the offense coming.
Side Russian leg sweep directly into the rail. A second time for good measure.
Hey, if chain steel ain't enough, we got some steel guardrails for you.
Can you imagine the hatred that's got to be between these two? If Solid steel chains aren't enough. If you've got to go harder.
Two men, thick as thieves, now bitter enemies. What's it going to take for one of these men to be buried in chains?
Duke Cornell setting him up, stalking him. A flying attack by Duke Cornell, hooking leg 1, 2, and
like a human battering ram. He launches himself. When you have that little respect for your own body, what does it say about what you'll do to the other guy?
I think we saw what he'll do to the other guy right there. He's willing to put life and limb on the line to take out Chainsaw King, and now he's calling for it. It's over. Doing his best to get the giant behemoth Chainsaw King to his feet.
Right on the button beard, right on the jaw.
Chainsaw King flipping him over, and I don't know if you saw it, but Duke Cornell landed real high on his shoulders and neck.
Duke's spinning. He's lost a little bit. T-bone suplex from Chainsaw King.
Hurrying to make the cover, hooking leg 1, 2, and
not enough.
2 3/4 from the innovator of violence. It's going to take more than that to put away Duke Cornell.
A move like that, though, is a great setup for Chainsaw King. We know a lot of those moves he loves to finish people with. That half Nelson turning power bomb, what he calls a chainsaw bomb, even the chainsaw bomb classic, all those, they do devastating work to that upper back, and that is exactly how Duke Cornell took that backdrop and then that T-bone suplex. It's got to slow his ability to throw punches down, and it's got to put him in a bad position if King can get his hands on and deliver one of those balls.
Oh, he looks like he's setting him up. He's setting him up for that huge chainsaw bomb. Oh, a back body drop by Duke Cornell, able to get him over, and Chainsaw's knees just flying right through those ropes. Both legs hooked so deep.
That was incredibly deep. That was Gorilla Monsoon deep.
Duke Cornell just stalking. And now getting in the face of Tommy Dreamer. I do not think that this is a wise strategy.
Bad plan.
Tommy Dreamer taking it all in stride, explaining simply to him, but Duke Cornell continuing to get in the face of the innovator of violence.
One potential bloodbath is enough. Don't pick a fight with another one.
I can tell you right now, I've seen Tommy Dreamer do some things with chains that you do not want to tell the kids about. And no, Duke.
Don't do it.
That was not smart.
Not smart, Duke.
Duke has a huge task to overcome in Chainsaw King, and he's lost focus, guys. Chainsaw King on the ground. He could be finishing the job right now.
That's 2 strikes, Duke. Please, for the love of all that's holy, do not try Tommy Dreamer a 3rd time. Because despite what you believe, he can count to 3.
Oh, wow!
Oh, into the chains!
Oh,
Duke Cornell has lost it.
And Chainsaw King stalking to his feet in the corner. This does not bode well.
Oh!
Huge goozle.
Choke slam!
Rolling over 1,
2!
Oh! Not enough. Chainsaw King able to stalk over, hit Duke Cornell with that choke slam, but only a 2. Tommy Dreamer, to his credit, not a fast count, calling it right down the middle.
Dazed but fair.
Absolutely. Both men struggling to get to their feet. Whoever gets to their feet here has got to be the person who takes the advantage.
Chainsaw has momentum here. He's just got to finish the job.
Oh, right in the chainsaw.
Everything is fair here at Black Sunday with this.
Oh my gosh! Devastating pile driver.
Oh, the compression on Chainsaw King's head.
Oh! I cannot believe he kicked out.
I thought it was going to be elementary. Duke Cornell dropping a man of that size square on his head. How could that not be a 3 count? And Duke Cornell taking umbrage again with Tommy Dreamer, and Tommy Dreamer making sure to tell him that that was a 2.
Duke Cornell is literally fighting 2 men in his mind, and he's winning. Cutter from Tommy Dreamer.
Chainsaw King taking advantage. Duke Cornell is dazed.
Oh no. Oh no! Bomb classic!
1, 2, and 3.
That's it.
Duke Cornell messed with the wrong ECW original tonight.
Man, oh man. Don't cry for Duke Cornell. He's already dead.
Ladies and
Do
gentlemen,
not put your hands on the innovator of violence, and you do not turn your back on the Chainsaw King.
what a way to start Black Sunday. Buried in chains, the cold steel encompassing the ring, being used by both men to inflict damage. Copper teeth explode, and we are here to call all of the action. Folks, I don't think that this is over.
I don't think that this is over between any of those men. If Duke Cornell has his way, I have a feeling he'll be seeing Tommy Dreamer down the road.
No lack of fight in Duke Cornell, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. But Chainsaw King coming out the victor in our opening match against Duke Cornell. Never have we seen a match like this in Heavy On Wrestling history. Chains replacing the ring ropes, and we have Chainsaw King coming out the victor. Will either of these men be the same after a match like this?
I don't think you can go into a situation like that with a structure like that and not come out altered.
Absolutely not.
Duke
Absolutely.
Cornell struggling to the back, slithering his way away from the ring, and Chainsaw King stalking around, calling to the crowd and reminding us all to keep looking up as he makes his way to the back. This is Heavy On Wrestling Black Sunday, and we're Heel Turn Radio, and we got 5 more fantastic matches coming your way after this.
Hello, fans of Heavy On Wrestling. At this time, I'm accompanied by Heavy D, founder of Heavy On Wrestling, and Sammy Richter, the director of entertainment for Fortune Bay Casino. These two created Fortune Bania, which took place this last summer. And today, we have some very important news for all of you. Sammy.
We've got great news. More of a teaser than anything, but, Heavy and I got together. We talked about how can we top bringing in the NWO. We thought a little bit about it. Not really sure how to announce that, but Heavy, want to take the bat?
Sammy, next July, it's going to be showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next contest? Your next contest will be a singles match. It will have a 20-minute time limit. It will be decided by one fall. Your referee for this contest will be the Rob Page.
Sunday, for the first time ever, the real McCoy, JDX, take on Lil Nate, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Nathen Edwards.
Absolutely. JDX, spelled like it sounds, hitting the ring, getting this crowd pumped up here at Black Sunday.
If you haven't seen these two gentlemen wrestle, you've missed out. And tonight, you'll get to see them wrestle one another in what has all the makings of a match that could steal the show.
In his Heavy On Wrestling debut, JDX taking on Lil Nate. It doesn't get much hotter than this, gentlemen.
It doesn't. Super hot. So hot right now.
fans, that's from the new mixtape, 5-Second Halt. It's Little Nate. He's here to take on JDX for the first time ever. He's got more mixtapes selling out the back of his trunk. Baby, they're ice cold, and we're here, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Not gonna lie, that was a little spooky coming out here looking a little more like Little Jace.
I think the Little Nate he's sending messages. We saw him send a message.
Remixing that sign on the outside.
We saw him send a message of Fortune Mania. He didn't just win the match. He didn't just get by. He dominated at times in that match. He was so intelligent in that match. But not only that, he showed no fear of legend Jerry Lynn. Tonight, I think he's looking to set a tone for not just the rest of this year, but for Heavy On going forward.
He was the first in that fatal four-way match to pick up and be a contender for the new Heavy On Wrestling Heritage Championship. He not only defeated Cody Rice, he not only defeated Scott Story, he pinned the legendary Ryan Cruz in the middle of that ring for the 3 count and has established himself as a top contender and a top face here in Heavy On Wrestling.
I don't even know if we can say he's an up-and-comer anymore. I think he's arrived.
Yeah, he up and came.
Yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here.
Which I think puts all the onus on JDX tonight.
Absolutely. Competed across the Midwest, all across the nation. Made his debut on NXT and now making his debut at Heavy On Wrestling. That's going to give it to you. You could get it on your own, but JDX is going to deliver it to you. Locking up hard here to start off in this first time ever matchup. Your official for this matchup, senior official Rob Page.
Side headlock after the exchange and through the hammerlock. JDX with control. Both men look to be somewhat evenly matched in size and strength. Beard, do you have anyone getting an advantage when it comes to physical tools?
Little Nate. I mean, he's a triple threat. Not only is he a physical threat, not only is he the Heritage Championship frontrunner, in my mind, the one and only, but he's a fiend on the mic. He's a fiend on the mic. He's got all the skills to pay the bills. And JDX just making his debut here. What hope does he have against the best in the Midwest, Nathen Edwards?
I don't know, but JDX, he's the real McCoy. He's not like Hank. He's not like Bones. He is the real McCoy. He's the real deal, and he's here to serve notice to Heavy On Wrestling.
JDX is battle tested as well. He's not just some guy who showed up. He's a guy who's been around, has been making a name for himself. Now, granted, this is Heavy On Wrestling. This is a step up in competition. So he is getting in there with, as you said, the self-proclaimed best in the Midwest.
I proclaim it too.
So far, they're just exchanging side headlocks. Quick Irish whip again. Nathen Edwards with the shoulder tackle. Great leapfrog. So far, it looks like Edwards has the strength advantage. JDX maybe the speed advantage. Give me arm drag.
You said they're testing each other out. This is just Little Nate getting the beat, right? At the beginning. He's trying to figure out things, and look at that. Fixed him up nice right there.
Tagged him with a shot in the mouth. Reversal flying back elbow.
That's all right. Here we go. Little Nate, see what JDX is made out of.
JDX gonna send him for a little ride.
That's just a musical interlude.
Maybe all the way down to Orlando.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, he's the best in the Midwest. Might not be the best everywhere. JDX firing up the crowd here. He looks like he might take another flight. All the way down to the outside on top of Little Nate.
Oh, look at that speed. Oh!
Huge left hand by Nate Edwards. Oh, man.
Beard, you might be right. I mean, Lil Nate here showing he's going to do what it takes, no matter what that might be.
Warrior, is it Nathen Edwards' best weapon, his wrestling mind? He showed us at Fortune Mania just how wise beyond his years he is.
You're right. He's sly. He's cunning. He puts those little moves in. We saw earlier in the match when JDX had him in the headlock, he actually stepped on the back of JDX's knee to gain the leverage. He'll do those little things to gain the advantage, and that's to his credit.
Like any great hip-hop artist, like any great freestyler, you want to know your opponent in and out. So when you get on there, when you get on the mic, it can just flow. You can tear them up and down knowing all of their weaknesses and put them in their place. And tonight, Little Nate is laying down rhymes like no one's business and putting JDX on the mat. Getting up there to the top.
Wasted way too much time.
Yeah, and yet evaded JDX. Oops.
He didn't evade that.
Yep, King, JDX again with that speed advantage you pointed out. It's coming into play.
We've seen out of JDX is his ability to change gears. He can go from slow step to absolutely exploding, not just into someone, but two to three steps through.
3,
No,
4,
stop counting.
5,
Russell
6,
Max in the corner.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, he's been up there for more than 10 seconds. Come on, Rob Page. Get him off there. Get him off there.
10.
Warrior, is this a mistake, though? Too much placating the crowd. Not enough pure focus on a guy who can put you away, as we've seen he did to Ryan Cruz.
King, I get your concern, but we've seen time and time again the power that crowd has on fueling a wrestler's momentum. It's not the thing to shake a stick at.
Warming up the band and Lil Nate getting on the mic and showing JDX exactly what he can do.
You did the deal!
Falcon arrow! Hook in the leg, 1, 2.
No!
No one kicks out of the deal.
No one kicks out of the deal.
Stop for JDX.
Yeah.
JDX looking like he was a little surprised there. Lil Nate getting right back on the mic there.
These people don't care about you, JDX.
This is why Lil Nate is the best in the Midwest. Tenacious.
Grinding him down with that headlock, slowing things down. He hit him with the big Falcon arrow, didn't get what he wanted in result, so instead grinds him down, tries to take his wind, puts him on lockdown, doesn't let him get its space, doesn't let him use that explosiveness. Smart strategy. Again, Nathen Edwards knows how to play the game.
Are you sure you're not part of the rap game? Because you used pretty much all of the words that I would use to describe Little Nate here. Putting it on lockdown, grinding all the time, driving the back of JDX's head into the mat. Oh my. Little Nate just mixing a masterpiece.
Disgusting pin attempt. Show a little more respect, not just to your opponent, but to senior official Rob Page.
Rob Page's glasses.
Come on!
Little Nate, his future's so bright, he's got to wear rec specs.
Those are real.
Not the right prescription. Not the right prescription. Oh!
He better get his mind back in the game because JDX will take the starch out of him if he doesn't.
JDX is
so
very
kick.
impressive here in his. Oh no!
Oh, sunset flip!
1, 2. Not enough.
Oh, blocks the clothesline with a kick.
But really taking a lot.
Oh, wow!
JDX planting Little Nate.
No!
Wow. I have never seen JDX break out that kind of offense.
Somersault into a flatliner.
Unreal.
Getting some of that momentum, building that quickness, and exploding right through Lil Nate.
Call it a diss track because Little Nate completely taken out of it.
A little rise from the crowd, calling for JDX there.
JDX going for that gourd buster. Part of a combination that has put bigger men away than Little Nate, but neither man able to get the advantage.
Oh,
here.
wow. Oh, again, shoulder kick to the gut side. Hooks him. Gourd buster, we could be seeing it.
Setting up for the old JDX here. You know what comes next. Lil Nate.
Here he comes.
Remix this, baby.
Great block.
Way to grab that knee. Here it comes. Oh, a face full of water. Goes for the kick. Spun around with JDX.
Oh, my goodness.
Spins through. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Incredible spinning commentary beard.
And a 2 count. That was just about as close to a 3 as you're going to get tonight.
Nathen Edwards surprises you with his agility for a guy who is got a stocky, strong build that again, hides some of the fact that he's as powerful as he is.
Yeah, but King, I mean, just like we saw with that
taking down the
spit to the eyes, you know, he's ready to take his opponent from the windows to the wall. He's ready to get low.
Speaking of getting low, those straps are down. Little Nate getting ready.
JDX has got to find himself quickly, reorient.
Calling his shot.
Oh.
1, 2. Huge lariats across the chest of JDX.
Oh!
Goes for a third, but JDX.
Oh! Reverse X Factor through the rope. Big clothesline on the follow-up. A second for good measure.
JDX is ahead of steam. Little Nate needs to get a hold of himself here. Maybe put the straps back up, buddy. I don't know if it was too early for that.
Warrior, have you seen a match in recent memory where the momentum shifted so wildly, so quickly between two men? Oh.
Little Nate catching him.
Again, that power.
Oh. JDX just waiting him.
Fought his way through.
Fighting him to the mat and then getting him back up. Oh, wow. Spine buster by JDX.
Shades of Ron Simmons on that one.
Oh, this is disgusting.
You gotta put him away, JDX. You can't wait around.
Little Nate would never do something like that.
It's true, he wouldn't.
Warrior, could he had been slick from that water that was spit on him, and that's why he couldn't hold on to him when he came off like that.
Pin attempt, 1, 2.
No.
Not
King,
enough.
King, I think you're right. His strategy backfired.
Little
back
fancy drop fist to the face is not going to be enough to put Little Nate away. Little Nate, he probably hit him in that face paint. He's invincible there.
Which is shocking to say because literally, Little Nate, every little thing he's done has been magic so far, except for that one moment.
Little Nate, a product of Bill Pickett's school. Bill Pickett known as ugly, but there ain't nothing ugly about Little Nate except for the hurt he's putting on JDX right now. Oh, JDX goes for the play.
Oh, wow.
Little Nate about to take off.
Low
Suicida to the outside, wasting no time, getting him back in. This is the attack that we saw at Fortune Bania. This is Little Nate.
Oh! Death Valley Driver.
1, 2.
Oh!
No way!
He snaps that Death Valley Driver so quickly. He's so low to the ground, he pulls him through. There is no way to protect yourself.
Oh, that isn't a DVD. It's not a Blu-ray. No, that's some 4K impact from Nathen Edwards. Oh, man.
Not enough to put JDX away.
We're literally watching the future of Minnesota wrestling in front of us, and it is fantastic.
These two men so evenly matched. Even I have to give JDX his due. What a heavy on wrestling debut for him here.
Oh! Huge power slam.
Oh, he's going for the Buster.
Buster.
Here it comes.
Nathen Edwards caught it the first time. I don't know if he can catch it this time. Flying knee to the side of the head.
The old JDX 1, 2.
Oh, he rolled through.
He
got it. And unbelievably, Nathen Edwards again.
Check him on Yo MTV, the Ocho Raps. Little Nate dropping a remix so fine it could only happen on Black Sunday. What a deal for everyone assembled here at Clyde Ironworks. Little Nate.
Oh, hot and fresh.
I hate to admit it, but Lil Nate has the skills to pay the bills.
Absolutely. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Lil Nate with a surprise victory over JDX.
JDX, though, in a loss, looking fantastic and showing why he belongs in a heavy-on ring.
Absolutely. That debut for JDX was just missing one thing, a W.
Nathen Edwards taking home the win here at Heavy on Wrestling Black Sunday, able to roll up JDX. JDX maybe a little overconfident, hitting the gourd buster, hitting that beautiful knee strike, but not able to put him away. And your soul,
oh wow,
this sportsmanship. This is what it's all about here in Heavy on Wrestling. Little Nate extending that hand. Legend recognized legend. The future is in the ring right now. Come on, JDX.
I think you have to shake his hand.
There it is.
Nathen Edwards showing why he is the man right now. He's on his way up. Oh!
What's JDX doing? You already lost. Come on, JDX, don't be a poor sport.
I think what you're neglecting to talk about is the fact that Little Nate decided to put the rush on.
Little Nate was rushing to give him a hug. We saw it happen.
And he got a hug in return. It just ended with him splattered on the mat.
Well, I don't know about that.
It was a very forceful hug.
All I know, Nathen Edwards, Little Nate picking up the win. He'll be in the parking lot selling them ice-cold mixtapes out the back of his Impala. Holler if you hear him.
He may have won this battle, Beard, but I got a feeling these two are just starting their war.
One can only hope that we see JDX back in a Heavy On Wrestling ring. A great second matchup here at Heavy On Wrestling presents Black Sunday. Heel Turn Radio, we could not be happier to be calling all of the action. A great debut for JDX and so much more on the way. Tag team action, a women's title match, a new #1 contender, and Airwolf. And
you know, and I thought I was the guy who was the most sick and tired of Heavy On Wrestling's complete bull going on. But then I realized that there was people just like me. That there were people who would have my back that feel the exact same way as I do. My friend here, Lore, listen, we've gotten to know each other quite well. What exactly? Are you gonna just sit around and be a part of a King's Court and just hope for an opportunity anymore?
No, King's Court? Really? I'm tired of waiting.
And we all know Heavy On likes to make us wait. Hey, Sebastian Taylor.
How's it going?
Good. Real quick, when it comes to waiting for an opportunity for Heavy On Wrestling to give to you, are you just gonna hopefully put your hand out and hope for a little bit more?
I don't think so. I'm gonna take what's mine. I'm not gonna wait.
You see that, Heavy On? We're tired of waiting. I want my rematch. We want to be predominant on this show. And your fans want us on this show. This is the future of your company.
Yeah, we do.
Take notice. We're sick of waiting.
Heavy On Wrestling fans, it doesn't get much heavier than this. Former Heavy On Wrestling champion, the Scene Sebastian Taylor, and heavy metal lore.
It's my favorite kind of lore.
Absolutely. I would say the uncrowned Heavy On Wrestling heavyweight champion, Darin Corbin.
You know, again, I don't always have to like things, but I have to respect them. And you can't argue with what you're looking at. It's one of the best big men around, it's one of the best young talents around, and it's a guy who just wins, baby.
We are settled for nothing because that has all been what we've got from Heavy On Wrestling as long as we've been here. We are expected to go for brass rings. We're expected that when Heavy On brings in guys, it's supposed to be the names that are on the show that we should be oh so thankful that we should even be here. We should be so lucky that we're on the same show as like a Tommy Dreamer, as a Tommy Rich. But let me tell you something. We're not just happy to be on the show. We are the damn show at Heavy On.
John White.
And when it comes to Heavy On Wrestling, we will settle for nothing ever again. Yes, my loyal subjects, for I am your king and I have returned. Let me hear you, Leonidas Legionnaires. I said, let me hear you, Legionnaires. For we defend the honor of heavy on wrestling and the scurvy that comes from the south to infiltrate the power of what we have as a people. The company that we have built. Are we going to stand by? Are we going to defend our lands? Are we going to drive them to the hills? Let me hear you, Blue. In my battles to the east, not only will we defend our lands, people, with your Leonidas, I also bring a monster from the east. I want you to know very well. Let me bring you the beast, Mitch Paradise!
Beastly jams here at Heavy on Wrestling Black Sunday. Settle for nothing, making their statement, but King Leonidas coming in saying, you will not take what is ours. We will defend it with our last breath. And oh, by the way, here's a big Mitch Paradise for your troubles.
And armor on armor on armor on beef. It just got real meaty in here, gentlemen.
You know, as amazing as the triumvirate that Darin Corbin has assembled is, I wouldn't want to go to war with Mitch Paradise under any circumstances.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's no three people I'd rather go to war with than the Scene, Heavy Metal Lore, and Darin Corbin. You know, not everybody knows this, but those black t-shirts I was selling without the name on the thing, they just went up in value. For you guys now, 50 for everybody else, 75 for you. That's a friend discount.
Oh, would you stop? This was a really interesting feel to it, gentlemen. Heavy Metal Lore, Mitch Paradise, both just absolute monsters.
Absolutely. Heavy Metal Lore, a part of Chainsaw King's Court, taking on King Leonidas at Fortune Bania. King Leonidas successful in that King's Court match. Mitch Paradise defeating Lance Hoyt in an ambulance match. These two are battle tested, but I'm going to tell you this right now. What tests you for battle better than the road, baby? The Scene knows the road. Heavy Metal Lore knows the road.
Well, I think what makes it really interesting here, Warrior, correct me if I'm wrong, the Scene has all sorts of tape he can watch on King Leonidas. He can look back at Fortune Bania. He can see that he was the last man standing in that war between kings. But for King Leonidas, the amount of tape he has on the Scene, it's limited. The amount of information he has on the Scene is exclusive.
Absolutely, the Scene remaining a mystery, a sort of unknown factor in this match. I'd be curious to see how he pairs against these three much larger men. I mean, you look in there, it's like three sides of beef and a bag of Sour Patch Kids. It's a little worrisome, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, we could watch film on King Leonidas, but it's all on papyrus scroll, and it's falling apart. So you know what? The Scene is not going to bother with that. The Scene is going to go in there, and he's going to do what he does best. He's going to lock on that Death Adder. Does King Leonidas even know what a cutscene is?
It doesn't matter.
I think he knows what a splash is because he just used it to run right over the Scene.
Absolutely. This is a man who cuts the heads off of werewolves with swords.
True story. Show me the lie, Beard. Oh, this is the issue, Beard. Can the Scene find a way not to get manhandled? Because right now he is getting run over.
What's to say that he's not just playing possum? What's to say he's not softening up King Leonidas, letting him expend all of that famous Spartan energy for Heavy Metal Lore to get in there and to send King Leonidas running for the hills?
Russell Mast in the corner, seeing a little bit of trouble here early. Oh, nice duck out
There it is.
Smart
Teamwork.
tag.
Teamwork.
Absolute smart tag.
Now, the three of us have seen Heavy Metal Lore for quite some time now. But we can all agree what we've seen out of Lore in the last year is a man who has found direction, who's found purpose.
Oh, Big Mitch Paradise, excuse me, calling to get in the match here.
He's found newfound confidence, and he has become a force. And look, no back down.
No. Forget everything you know about three-man bands. Heavy Metal Lore, the scene, and Darin Corbin going to redefine what it means to be a team, what it means to be a brotherhood.
And these are two behemoths.
The way that King Leonidas talks about Mitch Paradise is like he's a consort, he's a hired gun. But these three together, they're young guns. They're out there riding the range together on that open road, and they will do anything. I repeat, anything for one another.
You do not see that often. You do not see someone run over Mitch Paradise.
No, Beard, that's real nice. I think that's the plot of Young Guns.
That again, it took two to put Lore down.
In the music business, we call that an encore.
Big Mitch, just unstoppable.
A quick tag out to King Leonidas. Trying to stay fresh.
Thus far, I feel like they're the team with a little more continuity. The other team, it seems to have a little bit better plan.
Well, King, this is the team that's carrying the spirits of Heavy on Wrestling. Of course they're united. Of course they're joined. Settle for Nothing, you know, they're impressive, but they're new to the scene.
Chop off the head, and the body will follow. I think that Heavy Metal Lore, while he has King Leonidas in, needs to focus on taking him down a couple notches. It's a king's court, right? You're just hiring another jester in Mitch Paradise to come in here and make some jokes at Settle for Nothing's expense. That's not what's going to happen. They're not going to settle for that kind of mistreatment anymore. King Leonidas pointing at Darin Corbin. Darin Corbin isn't even in this match. You don't say him pointing at your queen, disrespecting you.
You know, Leonidas, 2 clotheslines to put Lore down. So far, it's taken both men 2 clotheslines back to back just to put Lore down. I don't feel Lore's got out of park yet in this match. And I'm a little concerned that if Leonidas and Mitch don't put him down quickly, that he's going to finally get in gear, and then they're going to have a real problem.
Hey, listen to me. The mountain doesn't need to go and drive. The mountain endures. The mountain stands. And in the end, the mountain will be there long after the avalanche that is Mitch Paradise and the kingdom. Oh, now that is uncalled for. He's not even in the ring. He's on the apron.
Scene got in Mitch's business, and you don't get in Big Mitch's business.
Lore through Mitch, and Mitch ended up getting in Scene's business. And that's bad for business.
Beard.
That's bad for business.
Come on.
Hey.
Just wearing him out with a couple boots in the corner there. Mitch he's not in a bad way yet, but he's in the worst part of town. Because on top of having Scene and Lore there, you've got Darin Corbin lurking on the outside.
Good fresh tag into the Scene, and Scene is looking hot. It's time for a little solo, baby.
I don't know if this is the best tactic. Pick a body part, Scene, unless you want to get destroyed.
Oh, no. Run away. Tag. Smart. That's smart right there. Settle for Nothing. Oh, man. They're a band.
Low kick stops the double axe handle. Lore drops Mitch with a forearm to the back.
Quick tags in and out. Beautiful harmony from Settle for Nothing so far. You got to warm up. You don't come out with your bangers right away. You know, you got to warm that crowd up. Something nice and slow, maybe a ballad. Let them get into it. Let them fall in love with you, and then you pick up the tempo. Then you get them on their feet.
You don't want to exchange shots with Mitch Paradise. Not a good plan here by Lore.
Oh, those don't look like chops. Those look like closed fists to the gut.
And again, like I said earlier, this is a different version of Lore. He is coming into his own in a frightening fashion.
Nice tag, keeping it fresh. Scene in there. Let's see if we can get some teamwork here from the Scene and Heavy Metal Lore. Oh, sending him in like a battering ram.
Whoa!
Baby,
Just a literal battering ram.
Yeah.
That has been Cien's best offense so far. It's being used like a battering ram.
Oh, please.
It's smart strategy. It's absolutely smart strategy.
When you are constantly disparaged, when you are constantly held back, you have to do anything that you can. You have to settle for nothing in order to gain an advantage.
Yeah, you're right, Beard. It's not easy being green.
Well, I do think that Cien desperately wants to make his mark, and that's a huge asset. I just don't know if allying yourself with a guy who's shown that he's willing to basically
huge
undercut anyone and everyone to get what he wants is your best course of action.
Please. Darin Corbin? Are we talking about Darin Corbin, the man who, with honor, defended the Heavy On Wrestling Heavyweight Championship for 252 days before he was so unjustly pulled from the top of the ranks when he wasn't even pinned in a match?
I think you and about 95% of other people have a different definition of with honor.
Yeah, you, me, and 95% of people. So that leaves you, Warrior, and like 2% of other people that think that somehow Darin Corbin has been treated fairly by Heavy On Wrestling.
Misses. Leonidas dropping folks left and right with clotheslines. Oh, wow. Cien got stacked on top of Lore. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Leonidas.
A Leonidas salt to the outside.
Darin Corbin, come on.
Jay Saltis falling to the outside. I think that was Mitch Paradise that dragged him out there to have a word.
Oh, wow. Corbin just ricocheted Mitch's head off the ring post. Corbin's in the ring. Corbin is in the ring. Leader.
Spear on Leonidas.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Jay finally coming around. Looks like he's going to count that 3.
Whoa! Leonidas says, Darin Corbin, I say thee nay.
The spirit of Heavy On Wrestling lives on.
Why is he talking to Darin? He's got 2 opponents in the ring.
As Darin interfered in the match, Beard, I know you're not blind.
No, I was trying to pay attention to our referee, okay? And now he's there. Do your job. Count to 3.
2 again! After the great double team move by Lore and Sebastian Taylor, they still couldn't put King Leonidas down.
The referee is too distracted with Mitch Paradise on the outside. He needs
Leonidas
to
is feeling this crowd, guys. He's feeding off of it.
Oh, that's what you get. When you settle for nothing, you will do absolutely anything to make your mark. And these 3 men getting in the ring and putting King Leonidas, disposing him.
I'll tell you what they're settling for tonight, and that's the loss.
I don't know, King. Do you think they were even out here worried about wins and losses? Did they just come out here to make a statement?
I don't know Darin Corbin anymore. I don't know. I don't disagree that he deserves his day in court, so to speak, with the Heavy On World title. But he's just going about it the wrong way.
I don't know. This is one minor sacrifice, one battle in the war. And the war will be won by settle for nothing. Because they will settle for nothing less than absolute victory and gold around every single man's waist.
What has he got in his hands?
It's a royal scepter. He's just giving it to King Leonidas. It's a homecoming gift. From the lands of the East.
Mitch still down on the outside. Leonidas is in serious trouble. Somebody needs to come out here and stop this. Oh, come on.
They're giving a 10-bell salute. Oh, Nighty Night King. What's that called? Regicide?
Yeah.
Disgusting display. Absolutely disgusting.
You call it disgusting. I call it hashtag keep wrestling fun.
Settle for nothing out here dismantling the de facto symbol of Heavy On Wrestling. You want to talk about sending a message? You can't send a much bigger message.
They are now the flag bearers. Settle for nothing.
Leonidas getting up again.
Darin.
He's getting up.
Giving him an encore. Stalking Leonidas in the ring here. Oh, and another shot with that scepter. The king is dead. Long live King Corbin.
Absolutely treacherous.
I'll settle for nothing but that beautiful, beautiful display of dominance by Settle for Nothing. They came out here, they said they were going to make a statement, and a statement they made.
It's a shame that that statement was made in a loss.
Win some, lose some.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Mitch Paradise down, King Leonidas out. You can't get two bigger pillars of heavy on wrestling. Who bigger than those two?
I don't know. I really don't know, Warrior. I don't know what this says for the rest of the locker room. What does it say for that triple threat match? If Darin Corbin is willing to do this to those two gentlemen, what is he willing to do to Arik Cannon and to Ken Anderson in order to get what he feels is his? What are the depths proceed to?
I believe that King Leonidas has said it best. He will seek to the depths of hell to become the #1 contender for the Heavy on Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. King, Warrior, I don't know about you, but I'm having a great time. What a matchup, tag team action living up to the building.
I can only hope that Darin Corbin gets his comeuppance at some point in this life or the next. But it's coming.
And gentlemen, this is Heavy on Wrestling. We've seen tag team action, and now, oh my, oh my, oh my. Champion versus champion. Leva Bates versus Jazz. We've got the #1 contenders match. One fall to the finish. Arik Cannon, Darin Corbin, and Ken Anderson coming up. And then in the main event, the high-flying Matt Sydal brings his innovative, death-defying wrestling style here to take on the one and only Heavy on Wrestling champion, Airwolf. We could not be happier. Thank you again to all of our sponsors here at Clyde Ironworks, Engage Church, Guiding Light Entertainment, Sound Central. Check us out on HeavyOnWrestling.com and Stream Heavy. Fortune Bay, Barker's Island Inn, home of the post show. We are here. This is Heel Turn Radio. I'm the Beard.
I'm your King Ginger.
And I'm my own Ultimate Warrior.
And we'll see you for 3 more great matches coming up next.
Unbelievable beatdown with that pipe. Man, more like Darin Ironworks.
Bring back the king! Bring back the king! You guys ready for your next contest? Ladies and gentlemen, your next contest is going to be a singles match. It's going to have a 40-minute time limit. It will be decided by one fall. The referee for this contest will be the Rob Page. And this will be for the Heavy on Wrestling Women's Championship.
Heavy on Wrestling, are you ready for our first of 2 championship matches tonight as our Heavy on Women's Champion Leva Bates comes out here at ringside to a delighted crowd, defending the belt for the first time since defeating Paranoia for it in the inaugural matchup to determine our first ever Women's Champion.
Absolutely huge first challenge here tonight. She's taking on NWA Women's Champion Jazz.
Can you believe it? Also, does she have an advantage right at home? We're moving tonight.
I can't imagine defending the belt, the first time you're going to put it up for grabs. You're answering the challenge of someone as well decorated, and now the NWA Women's Champion, Jazz.
Gentlemen, 2 times in 1 year that the National Wrestling Alliance Championships have been defended in the state of Minnesota, bringing back a proud tradition of Minnesota as a hotbed for wrestling across the nation. 20 years in the business, and Jazz has never looked more intimidating. King, as you said, Leva Bates, for the first time, she's going to be defending that title. Oh, does Mountain get any higher than Jazz?
I have goosebumps. There is a presence around the NWA champion as she stalks around that ring. There is a regalness, there is an intensity, and she is here with a purpose. And that purpose is more gold.
Jazz, a 2-time WWE Women's Champion, an ECW original, television mainstay for much of the 2000s.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, the challenger, hailing from New Orleans, Louisiana. She's a 2-time WWE Women's Champion, and she is the current NWA Women's Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the champion, standing to my right, hailing from UA High, representing the world of anime. Her superpowers of the evening consist of shape-shifting and wrestling. She's your queen of cosplay. She is your heavy on wrestling women's champion, Leva Bates.
Gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. She's the NWA Women's Champion, but the guns on Jazz make her look like she's an NRA champion. Goodness gracious. I am blown away by the amazing, immaculate shape that Jazz is in. 20 years in the business, could not be a greater representative for the NWA, and what a treat to have her here taking on our heavy on women's champion, Leva Bates. Is more gold in her future, or will Leva be able to hold off a 2-time women's champion from the WWE?
Champion versus champion, Beard. It's going to be a tall order for Leva to get over on Jazz, because Jazz she's all business.
Absolutely. Over 800 days reigning as the NWA Women's Champion here. Bates going for the handshake here. A show of sportsmanship. I think there's only one thing on Jazz's mind, and that's picking up the W here tonight.
Do you think there's any butterflies involved in this at all?
I mean, I got butterflies. I'm sure there's a lot of butterflies our women's champion's feeling right now, and I think if she wants that handshake, she's going to have to earn Jazz's respect.
Absolutely. The first defense of the Heavy On Women's Championship here at Black Sunday, live from Clyde Ironworks against Jazz, and the crowd getting pumped up here Jazz just looking out and cold staring them down. I feel like Jazz could wrestle in total silence and be completely happy. She does not want the crowd's approval, and I don't think she needs the crowd's approval.
Beard, what does Leva Bates need to do from a physical standpoint to be able to not just survive Jazz, but to beat Jazz?
I think that she's going to have to get Jazz worn down. I think that she's probably going to have to look for hitting that big falling chin buster, the critical confirmation. She's got to do something to knock Jazz loopy, get her out of her game plan, because you got to believe if you are defending a title for over 800 days, you have done it all, you have seen it all, and in 20 years in the ring, I believe that Jazz has seen something like Leva Bates before, but with a chameleon like Leva Bates. How do you accommodate for her adaptation, for incorporating all of this kind of cosplay into the way that she moves in the ring, the way that she shifts in every match? I don't know.
Absolutely, Beard. I mean, the advantage Leva Bates always has is you never know which Leva Bates you're going to get. If you're going to get one that no one's ever seen before, that's a huge advantage. And I think to beat Jazz, she's going to have to catch her completely by surprise.
An initial lockup here, and Jazz just muscling her into the corner.
And a handful of hair for good measure. I think this is just simple intimidation. She doesn't need to do it. She's just doing it to prove a point that she can.
And then a clean break, and Jazz backs off, says, my rules.
Rob Page, you better watch out. We've seen Jazz not afraid to mix it up with anybody.
I believe if you watched a lot of Jazz in the early 2000s in WWE, you're very familiar with My Way or The Highway, and I think Jazz is a firm subscriber to that methodology. Bates backing her into the corner.
Clean break.
Jazz looks none too pleased about that.
Yeah, asking Jazz if she likes that. What do you think?
Yeah, I would...
She pulled her tights.
I would look at it as... That's not the smartest move. I don't think you want to talk trash with the NWA Women's Champion. Focus on task at hand. Focus on defending your title. Focus on breaking her down. Don't put yourself in a situation where you anger her.
And this kind of lockup chain wrestling, for me, this is what Bates needs to stay away from. Jazz can do it all in the ring, and she knows exactly how to break a person down.
Oh, nice cartwheel through. Gets wrist control.
But that's an uphill battle for Leva Bates, isn't it, though? You want to prove that you can hang with someone like Jazz. You want to prove you're on that level. Leva Bates, she's going to have to resist that temptation. And again, go with the unorthodox. Catch her by surprise.
Wow.
I would
Kicks her leg out, push off with the bottom of her boot.
This is like bringing a slingshot to a gunfight, and no matter how many times you say that David best Goliath, if you're going for joint manipulation, if you're trying to break down those guns, Jazz's guns, I think that that's going to be an uphill battle all night long.
Gentlemen, is there a body part you do aim for on someone like Jazz?
You take out the leg. You take her out at the knee. You get that. You just get her off her base. She can't perform those power moves. She's open to submissions if she doesn't have those legs to stand on. If she doesn't have that powerful base.
Look at just the lock of hands on the waist, the pull down with control on top that Jazz has. She is just so strong.
Yep, I'm also wearing control top right now.
Rolls her through into a pinning predicament. Rudimentary wrestling 101 by Jazz.
Another beautiful pinning combination there by Jazz, just rolling around, moving Bates wherever she wants her.
She rolls her through with a cravat.
Bates just barely able to get arm up there.
And again, I appreciate that drive. I appreciate that ambition on our champion's part, but Jazz is just outclassing her at every move right now.
Somersaults her way out of the wrist lock. Smart move by Leva Bates into an armbar. Fujiwara-style armbar. I don't know if she's done enough damage to the shoulder joint to do a whole lot. She's crossing over. It looks like... Is that into a crossface?
That looks like a choke.
We have not the best angle here, but it looks like she's got her in a crossface. Jazz has freed her arm, though, and she's just picked her up.
Again, just...
Wow.
I gotta say, I agree with where you can see that Jazz is wearing ace braces on her knees. And we've seen all of the offense that Jazz can do with those double chicken wing underhook moves, the Southern Comfort, the big clamp. But she can also do the single arm snap DDT. She can do it with one arm tied behind her back and still have high impact moves. You got to take away that vertical base and allow her to not explode out and get that high impact offense in.
I feel like Leva is trying a lot of interesting things, but Jazz so strong. She literally picked her way up out of, just deadlifted her way out of a crossface, carried the Heavy Iron Women's Wrestling Champion to the corner, set her down gingerly, and walked away.
Yep, patted her on the chest. Nice try, kid.
Gentlemen, there's only 3 women that have held the NWA Women's Championship longer than Jazz. And if Leva Bates thinks that she's going to be able to come in here and go tie-up for tie-up, to go hold for hold for Jazz.
Great drop toe hold. She's going back to that crossface again. Maybe she knows something we don't know. Maybe she knows that there's a shoulder injury in the past, or maybe Jazz has a bad neck, because she seems doggedly determined. Hey, that's a Rings of Saturn there, guys.
No!
I was going to say, I thought for a while she was cosplaying as one of Self for Nothing there with that death adder.
Roll through. 2 count.
Getting smart. Jazz able to roll through. Doesn't even need to lift the shoulders, just getting the feet on the ropes for that break from Rob Page. And Jazz moving the referee out of the way so that she can drop a big knee across the midsection of Bates.
Don't talk a lot about Jazz's kindness, but just helping Rob get into the correct position like that.
Absolutely.
Leva's got to get her hands up and defend herself. When she's in the corner like that, she cannot afford to let Jazz just haul off and drop her with forearms.
She's got to get some separation in here, or this is not going to last very long. You cannot take those strikes from Jazz all night long here, or you're going to be in a bad, bad way.
Pulls all the way through. Roll up. She's going for the bridge.
And
wow!
To power her way out and just throw Bates off of her.
Leva going after that arm again. Look,
in the bridge.
Right back after the arms. Roll through. Schoolboy. 2 count. She seems determined to attack her at the shoulders and arms. Again, a roll up. Is this a wise strategy? If you can't pick a body part, if you can't break her down, just keep going for the pinfall.
It's a smart strategy. I mean, a pinfall's a pinfall. If you... Again, another pinfall.
Now those hands are high. We talked about this before. She's got to sink them lower into that chin. Especially with someone as strong as Jazz.
Jazz just backing up, foot on the ropes. Just
beautiful, beautiful ring presence to make that break, and that's how you stay the women's champion of the National Wrestling Alliance for over 800 days. That is how you become a 2-time WWE Women's Champion.
Greco-Roman eye poke.
That's how you come into Black Sunday and make a statement and possibly take the belt off of Bates in her first defense.
Wow. Jazz throws every blow with bad intention. Look at those elbows.
You got to wonder if all of those elbows to neck not setting her up for that big fisherman buster or for the Southern Comfort. Locking her in a submission move and just wrenching on that neck after she softened her up. I don't know that Bates is going to be able to keep from tapping. Big forearms from Bates on the outside.
She's trying to keep that space and distance, guys. She needs to, because if Jazz closes, that's when the serious problems begin to commence.
Trying to lure Jazz in. Jazz trying to get her bearings here in the middle of the ring.
Didn't get everything she wanted there, but probably enough to get a 2 count. It was.
Absolutely. That was that element of surprise. I thought she was going to go over the top. I think Jazz was expecting that.
Pick up by Jazz. Double leg takedown. She's got Leva in a bad spot here.
Rob calling to keep it above the waist. But Jazz looking to break down. I don't know if it's going in the midsection or if she's thinking about snapping that knee.
She's making her think about it for a long time.
The women's champion calling for a timeout in the middle of the ring. I don't think there's actually any timeouts.
Oh, right in the hamstring.
No timeouts, but it's always worth a shot.
You gotta do what you can.
Oh.
And again, as I said, is Jazz going to break over that knee? Oh, yes, she is. That entire left leg of the champion and all the way up the left side.
Corbin, stop.
He's working all of her way around the world here.
She says, Ronnie Garvin, eat your heart out.
Just every move, methodical, well thought out, slowly breaking our champion down. This is hard to watch.
Absolutely. Jazz defending that title all the way around the country and then just going all the way around. Leva Braids bringing down every appendage. And now, what is she setting up for here? Oh. Just carving that neck up. 1, 2. Oh.
Leva needs to take a powder. Get her wits back.
Get some separation.
Get some separation because right now she has completely lost momentum.
Oh, Jazz working that neck.
And Jazz is relentless. Using the cable of the bottom of the ring as a fulcrum on that chin lock. Oh, and a crossface.
Taking advantage of the full 5 count there. 3 for the beginning, 5, and now she's on the outside. And it looks like she's going to use that apron to her advantage. She worked on every appendage, and the only connection left is the neck. Oh! A huge boot by Jazz. Straight to the gourd of our heavy-on women's champion. Oh, she's line her up again. Oh! Another huge strike. I don't know. I think she's unconscious. She's slowly sliding to the outside.
She might be out, guys.
It doesn't look like she knows where she is at all. Just Rob Page imploring Jazz to bring the champion back into the ring.
Holding on to the last shreds of consciousness.
Rolling her back in. Hey, Jazz knows, as a champion, you cannot win that gold on the outside. Has to bring her back in the ring. Has to put her away.
And right now, there is a deliberate pace going on. There is a forethought in everything she's doing. Oh!
Leva's somehow come alive here.
She's found another gear. Crowd starting to pour some energy into our champion.
Come alive here. Is those big strikes energizing her and the crowd, and she's just feeding off of it. Throwing feet in the corner right to the breadbasket of Jazz.
Wait, do you think she may have caught Jazz off guard? Oh!
I'll answer that for you, Warrior.
Thanks.
Nope. Jazz, again, able to absorb all of that punishment, and when she comes in for the killing blow, able to reverse it with a huge boot, and then just that huge strength.
Pure, just unrelenting strength.
Man, a variation, a float over Jazz Stinger here.
Wow.
She's out. 1, 2, and I cannot believe that she kicked out of that. The punishment that our champion has endured from Jazz, I thought there was no way that she was going to be able to.
We've seen in other matches when things don't go a competitor's way, they start to melt down. We saw it in the opener.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jazz, a true professional, a true champion, there's none of that.
Nope.
Calm, cool, and collected, right back to the submission, right back to the grind.
I don't think I have ever seen another match with one competitor so firmly, confidently, and absolutely in control. It's unreal.
Absolutely. And Jazz, methodically, as you said, King, going right back to that neck, going right back in, cinching in that sleeper hold, that rear naked choke.
Look at the torque on the head, too.
Look at her bicep curled around the neck of Bates.
Bates' neck is torqued to the side.
The crowd rallying behind our Heavy On Women's champion here, and Bates somehow getting to her feet.
She needs separation, something fierce right now.
I can't believe it. I don't think Jazz can either.
Oh! Handful of hair.
At every step, Jazz has got her number. I mean, all the credit in the world to the heart and guts of Leva Bates coming out with every last bit of fire she has.
Did you see that term of endearment by Jazz? Going over, gently stroking Rob Page's beard.
It's nice.
I don't think you are the NWA Women's Champion without knowing every trick in the book and without having a contingency for absolutely everything your competitor does. And right now, Jazz seems to just be on another level.
I'll say she's been stalking her, determining the pace of the match, but I think it was a mistake to throw Bates to the outside here.
I agree. I think she should have stayed on her in the ring.
Took a little too much time, and I don't know, this isn't going to work against Jazz in the long run.
I mean, Leva Bates, she has taken advantage of every tiny, and I mean tiny, window that Jazz has left open.
Bates asking why Ragnar, why? Jazz, again, as you said, King, taking advantage of every asset she can utilize here. Ringside, in the ring, her size and strength advantage, she's using everything she can to remain firmly in control.
And the tenacity of Leva Bates, though, she keeps finding a way. She keeps going after that breadbasket, firing away with shot sunset flip attempt. Jazz just trying to get to the rope, sits down for the pin.
Got the legs rope.
Oh,
it's a three.
Oh my God!
Jazzy Jazz here.
What?
Heavy On Wrestling has a new women's champion, and that champion is Jazz.
Wow! Heavy On Wrestling is all that. No, Jazz!
She's just putting the boots to Leva, who is trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, and she's going to get her up. Oh! Huge single arm DDT from Jazz. Oh, man.
Exclamation point.
A huge coda breaker here by Jazz, putting Bates,
She's not done.
former
Somebody.
Heavy On Wrestling champion, out. And again.
Oh, God, somebody come on out.
Would you want to go out and stop her? I certainly will.
Warrior, be my guest,
I'm
buddy.
super comfy. My chair's warm. It's nice.
Absolutely,
I'm
it's
not gonna
great
do it
here on the stage. Heavy On Wrestling has a new women's champion.
Wow!
An absolute reckoning here tonight at Black Sunday. A new era in women's wrestling in Minnesota. Who can possibly challenge Jazz?
You don't challenge forces of nature. You simply try to survive.
And gentlemen, what could we see here? At Fortune Mania, we were able to see Tennille Dashwood take on Lisa Marie Varon, someone who is familiar with Jazz. Lisa Marie coming up short in that, but doing the same thing Jazz did, asserting her dominance afterwards. Could we see one of those women challenge for the title?
They better bring their A game. Because if you don't, you're going to end up on the apron in a heap.
The doors are wide open. Again, all the credit in the world to the heart of Leva Bates. Never gave up, but Jazz just dominant.
Wow.
Doing what it takes to win here at Black Sunday. Jazz, women's wrestling excellence personified. Looking out over the crowd here at Heavy On Wrestling, reigning and soon to be defending Heavy On Wrestling Women's Champion.
All that gold, gentlemen, all of it.
And all that Jazz here at Black Sunday. We talked about this on the pre-show on our way here, that we couldn't be more excited for this matchup. And gentlemen, man, did that ever live up to it.
It delivered and then some. Clinic.
Bates still in the ring, looking upset, frustrated by not being able to defend that title. But hey, if you lost it to someone else of a lesser caliber than Jazz, I might be able to see being upset, but Leva Bates has nothing to shake her head about after the tenacity that she showed in that ring.
No, a huge thank you to Leva Bates. Leva Bates, she is going after. She's going after her. This isn't over, gentlemen.
We'll see if we get more Black Sunday, but for now, we got to get ready for a number one contenders match.
Wow. Guts indeed. Wow.
A women's championship match for the ages, and only our second matchup here at Heavy on Wrestling for that women's title, and a new champion crowned. Could we see them at No Love Lost 2? Could we see her defended at Fortune Bania 2?
We absolutely could. February 17th, we're back here. We could see Leva Bates, Jazz 2.
I think the key to it is Jazz will defend it whenever and wherever she chooses to defend that belt.
That's very true.
Your next contest, it's going to be a triple threat match. It's going to have a 30-minute time limit. It will be decided by one fall. The referee for this contest will be Jay Soltis. And this match will be the number one contendership for the Heavy on Wrestling Undisputed Championship.
Heavy on Wrestling fans, make no mistake about it. Darin Corbin is the Beard's pick to take home the number one contenders match and challenge for.
Beard, was it a mistake though? He just sent Roar and the scene to the back.
Hey, if you can't see him, you ain't never gonna see him coming.
How can nobody see that?
Besides, Darin Corbin, he's a champion. As I've said before, he defended that title with honor. 252 days.
My pick to come out of this as the number one contender, to me, the godfather of modern Minnesota wrestling, the anarchist Arik Cannon. I think tonight is his night. It's the night that he puts that shadow of Darin Corbin in his rearview mirror. He beats Ken Anderson and he heads on to face the winner of our main event.
do it. I'll let him do it. It's fine. You're supposed to drop the microphone. When he does this, you put the microphone down. Everyone knows that. I mean, seriously?
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit.
You shut up!
I weigh in tonight at 242 1/4 pounds. I hail from Green Bay, that was music to my ears. From Green Bay, Wisconsin! Mr. Shut up!
Oh, leaving us in suspense.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson coming in hot and loud, just like we like him. Ready to reclaim his rightful place atop.
Oh, please. Warrior. You've got a man the caliber of Darin Corbin in the ring right now, arguably should still be Heavy On Wrestling champion, and he's going up against Ken Anderson, who
is a more recent Heavy On Wrestling champion.
Well, he couldn't even defend it once, and Arik Cannon, who's never won. What's worth, a has-been or never will be?
Well, we'll see, because tonight someone will be the #1 contender at the end of this.
That's right. It's a three-way dance for them.
Currently, it's height makes right, as Darin Corbin is telling us all he runs this place.
The cream always rises, King.
Yeah, but Ken Anderson showing us he can also get high.
That's true.
It's the technical term.
Arik Cannon looks like no. It's going to be Jay Soltis.
Okay.
Oh, whoa, not all the way, buddy. Not all the way. Careful. Because you don't have anything to prove to anybody, Jay.
Oh! This is what we've grown to expect from Darin Corbin.
Excellence and teamwork.
Attack from behind.
Excellence and teamwork. Look at that. Ken Anderson, Darin Corbin getting in there, taking care of business at Heavy On Wrestling Black Sunday. This is exactly what I expected to happen, King.
I can't say that I'm surprised, because Corbin has an opportunist mind, and I think that at this time, Ken Anderson will do anything just to get a taste of that belt again.
Absolutely. Firmly in control here. The teacher becomes the teacher.
And you have to look at this. I mean, there's two guys in the ring that have nurtured Airwolf, our current Heavy On Wrestling champion, as he developed as a wrestler. They're stepping into the ring with Darin Corbin, arguably at the top of his game, at the top of Minnesota Independent Wrestling's game, and across the country.
At the top of staying out of the actions game, as he pretty much avoids the action to let Ken Anderson do his dirty work.
Hey, when you make it to the top, you let the little people do the work for you. It's called delegating, King. I don't know how you got that moniker, my friend, without knowing all of this.
I got my moniker by decimating my enemies.
Wow, that right. I think that right took out the cameraman.
I will say this, and my frustration with Darin Corbin boils down to the fact that he is one of the singularly most talented individuals you'll ever see, but he puts himself in positions that diminish his talents.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, right there, the perfect example. He walks in there, doing a little teamwork with Ken Anderson, asks Ken, excuse me, might I take a little bit of this load off of you so that we might continue to be teammates here in this match against Arik Cannon?
Oh, this is going to end poorly.
Ouch.
Teamwork.
Yeah, not the correct way to help a man back up.
Corbin must pose.
Unfortunately.
The offense here tonight, heavy on Cannon.
There seems to be, though, do you both notice there seems to be just a hint or a slight bit of dissension between the two each and every time that Arik Cannon finds himself flat back on the mat. There's this look where they're looking at each other and can't seem to decide what to do next.
King, Warrior, you ever play Risk? When you make those alliances, that's the way that you look at everybody else while you're taking over the world until it's just two people left. And that's when you take the dagger and stick it right in the back. And that's how you become king. Decimating your enemies. You said it yourself. This is not a handicap match, but it should feel like one if you're doing it right.
Well, it definitely is right now. Corbin takes a seat in the corner, and Cannon trying to fight his way out, but is finding no purchase with a lot of his strikes as he's just getting pushed around.
Oh, Ken Anderson ducking down there. Cannon finally able to. That was going to find it. Both making a pin. Whoa!
Double pin attempt.
What happens if they both get the 3 count? How do you split that #1 contendership in half?
They just cut the belt in half.
Half of 50 cents. Half of 50
Well,
cents.
I think at that point, do we not just go to another match?
Hey, yeah.
Do we not go to a winner takes all?
I think Dave Savick comes out and does his best Vince McMahon impression and says, restart the match. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Currently, the only person who's not okay with any of this is Arik Cannon.
Well, he signed up for this, right? If you want the gold, you got to go through the best. And the best, at least one of them, look at that. Oh.
Little Jarrett-like strut in the middle of the ring.
Ain't he great? DARINCORBIN. No doubles, because there's only room for one at the top, and that's Darin Corbin.
Mr. Anderson really working that one arm of Arik Cannon. King, what do you think the strategy is behind that?
You know, we talked a little bit before about the explosiveness that Arik Cannon has, and it's exhibited in 2 moves. Glimmering Warlock, Total Anarchy. It's hard to pull off the Glimmering Warlock when there's 3 men in the ring. There's not enough room.
Absolutely.
So you're looking at more of Total Anarchy. If you've really got one arm, you can't pull the move off. You've limited his offense entirely down to what we're seeing right now, which is desperation.
That is a great point. I've never seen a one-arm ring.
Oh, great roll through on the neck breaker.
Oh, almost a 3 count there without the save from Ken Anderson.
So smooth.
Is there anything more dangerous than someone backed into the corner like that, though? I think that, we kind of make light of the fact that he's down one arm, but Arik Cannon was getting it done there for a time.
And that hammerlock. Oh, and then a roll through hook to tight.
2.
Ken Anderson, nice little string of subtleties put together in a way that almost won him the match.
I mean, they were okay, but
Darin Corbin taking exception here.
He should. That was brilliant work by Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
We're having a confab here that's going poorly.
Oh, no. That's a game they play. You pushy, I pushy.
I've played this game before, and it generally ends in teeth getting rearranged.
Oh, Corbin looked like he was going to get him up for that Green Bay punch.
Oh!
Attempted a ginger snap. Whoa. Yes, see? That's the genius of Darin Corbin prevailing. Why are we fighting each other when Arik is over there, barely able to get up to his feet?
Fantastic teacher, able to follow directions. Is there anything Mr. Anderson can do?
Diplomacy. Thy name. Diplomacy.
Thy name is Corbin.
Thy name is Corbin.
Look at that.
I say with question marking.
Teamwork. Sportsmanship. The hallmarks of wrestling. Oh!
Diplomacy, thy name is Ken Anderson's right hand.
Well,
stiff kick!
Oh.
Stops him dead in his track. Arik Cannon is evading bullets right now. Oh!
I don't think he's evading bullets so much as letting them shoot each other. Wow, huge kick.
Into the corner. Splash from Cannon. Pillar to post. Here he goes. Momentum across the ring.
Just trading them off here. Left and right, back and forth across the ring.
Vader-like beard.
Oh,
clothesline bulldog combination.
Beautiful work by Arik Cannon. I think he hit that move so hard he ripped his shirt.
That's power.
Raw power, warming up the band. If you don't got an arm, how about a foot?
Corbin better turn his head around. Oh!
Grabs the foot, spin, ginger snap. No, oh, up. He's got him up for that Green Bay plunge.
Cannon went down.
Corbin able to,
oh my
yes!
gosh!
Yeah, you talked about Jeff Jarrett. There's some stroke for you.
Wow!
I mean, it could be interpreted as the mic check.
Possibly.
It could be whatever you want it to be.
It's a kick out, though. That's what matters.
I would say that's more kind of emulating one of his good friends and contemporaries, movie star The Miz. But hey,
wow.
Darin Corbin does it all. Much like Little Nate, he's a triple threat.
Cannon and Corbin exchanging shots in the center of the ring.
Two men that have fought since the earliest days of their training and will continue to fight.
Oh! Back elbow just stops him dead in his tracks.
Swing and a miss. Uh-oh. Oh, this is how Darin Corbin got screwed.
Oh, wow!
No, he's got him up there. He's going for that Green
Bay! Oh, whoa, what's going on here?
Oh, business just picked up.
Anderson, by one of his own trainees.
Oh, please, by one of his graduates.
He hasn't had a lot of good luck with graduates lately.
Oh, don't do this, Scene.
What, he's just having a talk with Jay Soltis.
Oh, wow.
Jay said he wanted
wow.
He wanted one of those scenies. He was just telling him how he could get it. Darin Corbin rolling back in. 1, 2.
Hole in the sky choke slam from Heavy Metal War. Somehow Arik Cannon kicks out. Are you kidding me?
You are not going to pin Arik Cannon without a GD fight, gentlemen.
Anderson finally getting up. The dynamic of the match has changed, though.
Corbin will settle for nothing but that #1 contendership. Oh, but a huge right hand. Oh, super kick from Arik Cannon. He's stalking him. Oh, pushing Ken Anderson to the outside. Ginger!
Oh, no!
This has got to be
like this!
2, 3! Yes, did it! Justice for Corbin! Justice for Corbin! Justice for Corbin, settling for nothing less than a shot at that title he was never pinned for.
Settles for nothing less than assistance. But I'll give it to the man. He finds a way to get it done, even with help.
This is a beautiful day, a Black Sunday, a beautiful Sunday here at Heavy On Wrestling. You're looking at your next Heavy On Wrestling champion right there.
Everybody they put in front of him, he keeps knocking it down. I do not like it, and I find it pretty deplorable.
It is
but man, you cannot argue with the fact that he is the #1 contender again.
It is a whole new scene. Heavyweight championship here at Heavy On Wrestling. Unbelievable.
Just doing such a great job here. Oh, yeah, we're all fans up here at Heel Turn Radio.
I would like to see a match like that where additional members are banned from ringside. I imagine we might see a different result.
Oh, they're just out there hawking merch. Come on now. We've got one match left, and it's going to determine who Darin Corbin might be facing. Our main event coming up next.
Barber's Island Inn to be able to watch the game. Is everybody going to watch the game tonight?
Oh, butts.
Holy butts. After this event, immediately you heading on over there to watch the game. But now I ask you, are you ready for your main event of the evening? Ladies and gentlemen, your next contest, it will be a non-title singles match. It's going to have a 40-minute time limit. It will be decided by one fall. Your referee for this contest will be me, Rob Page.
Sunday coming to a head here as Matt Sydal, he's been called the future of light. He is asking you all to open up your third eye and reach a higher plane of existence. And he is taking on the Heavy On Wrestling heavyweight champion Airwolf in what promises to test the boundaries of the ceilings here, as Ultimate Warrior said earlier tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Perhaps the only venue in Minnesota that can handle a match like this. Matt Sydal taking on our Heavy On Wrestling undisputed champion, Airwolf.
And Matt Sydal looks hyper-focused right now. You know, generally affable. Right now, he looks like a man on a mission.
He looks up to the sky, and like I said, he is opening up that third eye to reach another level of competition, and he's bringing it here to Heavy On Wrestling to face not only the future, but as Airwolf says, the present of Minnesota independent wrestling at Black Sunday.
That's all there ever has been. That's all there ever will be. There's only now. It's my time. Who's this
Introducing his opponent, weighing today at 185 pounds, he hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Heavy On Wrestling undisputed champion,
Gentlemen, has the black and gold looked finer around the waist of any champion besides Darin Corbin than Airwolf?
I gotta say, no, the purple, it really accents the gold nicely. Kind of got that Vikings gimmick a little bit for the Minnesota crowd. It's nice. It's real nice.
Big Papa Pup here looking to show Matt Sydal and the world that he is here. He is the present and the future of Heavy On Wrestling, of wrestling itself, and certainly of the land of 10,000 lakes.
Absolutely. You've said it. I've said it. We've all said it. The future is now. The future is Airwolf. And the question in this match, gentlemen, is not, are they going to get into the air? The question is, are they ever going to hit the ground?
Well, this is an interesting concept. If you look at these two, this is one of the rare times you're going to see Airwolf where he massively outsizes somebody. Does Airwolf look to change speeds? Does he recognize that trying to fly with Matt Sydal is a bad decision and instead tries to ground Matt Sydal and utilize a lot of the mat-based skills he has, maybe some power moves, and tries to put Sydal in a position where he can't get to that top rope?
King, that is a great point. Airwolf, the big dog in this match. And it's going to be curious to see how, now that he's the alpha here at Heavy On Wrestling, how that attitude changes.
Well, it's one thing to chase. It's another thing to be chased.
Hey, in Heavy On Wrestling, if you're not the alpha, the view never changes. Big Papa Pup has been taught not only everything that he knows from Ken Anderson, but from Arik Cannon, from the Davari brothers, from Molly Holly, from every person that's walked through that door, from Tommy Dreamer himself. He could innovate not only some high-flying attacks, but some violence here, the likes of which we've never seen him unleash in Heavy on Wrestling, hell, in a Minnesota ring at all.
Handshake to start things off. Matt Sydal, hyper-focused. Airwolf, I think, recognizing he's in the ring with an athlete like he hasn't seen before.
King, is his biggest advantage for Matt Sydal his experience, that extra consciousness that comes with years and years in the ring, from Impact Wrestling to WWE, Ring of Honor to New Japan, you name it. He's brought his high-flying, death-defying style to your ring in any corner of the globe, whereas Airwolf is just starting out.
I think Matt Sydal's true advantage, beyond his experience, which I do think is a factor, is his explosiveness. It's his ability to show off quickness in a series of moves, holds, like Airwolf possibly hasn't seen before. Matt Sydal is explosive. And I don't know if Airwolf has seen someone who can do what Matt Sydal can. Now, that's why I think if he can utilize a ground game, which Sydal apparently is going to do, he has a better chance of taking home the victory here.
Right there, as you talked about it, Matt Sydal able to transition so quick, that explosiveness from move to move, from being in a predicament to reversal, and then right back into it. He is anticipating moves. He's thinking ahead with that third eye, that consciousness, and able to see what is coming ahead of time. And look at that.
Precognitive abilities almost from Matt Sydal. I think other than, keep in mind when you watch Sydal wrestle, his feet, when he is on the mat and he's not on the ropes, his feet get up and off and back onto the mat so lightning quick, he doesn't lose his base. And while he may not be the biggest guy in the world, his base is so good,
wow,
that he can pull things like that off. And I think Airwolf, this is a different beast he's challenging tonight. This is a different guy, and I think he's up to the task, but he's going to have to think outside the box.
In some ways, you have to think, we talked about it at Fortune Mania. Ken Anderson taught Airwolf everything that Airwolf knows. Did he teach him everything that Ken Anderson knows?
Oh, nice.
Maybe not, keeping some of that in reserve, but Airwolf able to know his trainer, his mentor so well, and perhaps able to have Ken underestimate a little bit to win that title for the second time. Matt Sydal, again, we talked about this early.
See the rapid slickness he has. It's just quick, it's smooth, he transitions his body so well. Even the roll-up attempt there by Airwolf, Matt Sydal rolls out of it, he's quickly back on his feet and has head control. Backs Airwolf into the corner. Will we see the clean break, Warrior?
I think so. It's a show of respect right now.
Oh!
He clean breaks, he points his thumb to that third eye, anticipating what's coming next, and then launches a couple of third eye blind strikes to the thigh.
This is the issue, though, that Airwolf has to be very, very aware of. We saw at Fortune Mania, his knee took a beating. I wonder if Matt Sydal has not seen a little bit of tape. We know he's got enough of a martial arts background that he can throw a wicked leg kick. Oh, wow, sitting down into a camel clutch.
Oh, he's looking to break.
Oh, wow.
And sit down into it. Wrench
Did
that
you
back.
see the way he pushed back on the lower back to drop all of Airwolf's leverage through?
Airwolf
and then rolls him up. He's in the ropes. Rod
thought you were
Page
gonna count to three.
making the count.
I think Matt Sydal just there trying to get a little extra leverage. Work that lower back a little bit more. Use all of that 5 count that he could to continue to work on that midsection of Airwolf.
I think in a way, too, that's Sydal's ability to show I can do whatever I want to you whenever I want.
And Airwolf saying anything you can do, I can do better. Getting a lot of height on that and pointing to his own third eye, anticipating the offense from Matt Sydal and able to work that big standing drop kick in.
This is what Airwolf needs. He needs to throw bombs. He needs to work a stronger style here, not try to match speed and high flying. He needs to pummel Matt Sydal. He needs to put the hurt on him.
They've been working over each other. They've been kind of feeling each other out, kind of seeing what they can get out of one another and getting in shots where they can. What do you anticipate is going to be the breakout moment of a match like this? How can one of these two competitors gain the advantage?
I think the first one who takes to the air, who gets that air advantage, is going to do a lot of damage real fast, and that's going to change the pace of this match completely.
Matt Sydal chastising the crowd. Oh, is he going for a straight jacket? Just a single arm, but he's actually choking Airwolf with his own arm here. He's got a knee in his lower back. Airwolf smartly rolling out of it.
Matt Sydal,
$1 million dream?
Airwolf a lesson here.
Side Russian leg sweep, he holds on.
Again, staying in control here, almost like a big brother teaching him a lesson, telling and taunting Airwolf, stop choking yourself.
I'm really impressed, and I knew I would be because we've seen Sydal before. His ability to torque his opponent at the core, his ability to either be side by side with him or to sink his knee into their lower back while applying a submission hold is fantastic.
The crowd coming alive here for Airwolf, and Airwolf able to fight back. Oh, goes for another one of those standing missile drop kicks, but Matt Sydal anticipates and then just burying his heel in the back of Airwolf.
Axe kick with a ton of momentum.
King, it feels like Sydal has proven his dominance in the ground game. What does Airwolf need to do to gain an advantage here?
I'm really stunned that Sydal has not tried to push the pace here and utilize high flying as a way to take control. Instead, like you said, Warrior, he is dominating the ground game. Oh my gosh! Snap Dino Bravo side slam.
He's a Dino Bravo guy.
Words I didn't think I could string together. He has attacked his lower back in a way I really didn't think was possible. Maybe my third eye wasn't open until now.
I think that what we're seeing here is a different Matt Sydal. He's different. He's a different man than he was when he was in the WWE. He's a different man than he was in his early days in Ring of Honor. His eye has been open. He is much more tranquil. Floating around the ring here, keeping that pace slow, and that's when he's been able to stay in control. That high flying is only busted out when he absolutely needs it.
This is how his leg was injured at Fortune Mania. If you'll remember, he got hooked up on that top rope by Ken Anderson, and his knee wasn't the same the rest of the match.
Sydal just using this to advantage and throwing those huge forearms into Airwolf's chest, and now wrenching on that leg, and Rob Page finally getting in to break it up.
It's awfully hard to do a lot of what Airwolf does well if you can't stand.
Sydal telling the crowd that they need to open that third eye. They need to see what he can see. A future in which he is victorious here and heavy on wrestling. And guys, I don't know that he's wrong after the punishment that Airwolf's leg is taking. And now Sydal's looking to work at it on the outside, maybe into that
guardrail. Just unbelievable crash of the leg into the guardrail. Reverberates through Clyde Ironworks.
I think the crowd is stunned.
Look at the way he's draping it over.
Oh, looking to do the same thing he's doing with the ropes.
He's having someone hold the leg for him?
Wow. Unanticipated, something that I would never have imagined here at Clyde Ironworks at Heavy on Wrestling, that the crowd would.
Oh, wow.
But Airwolf striking back, throwing everything he has on those slaps. Matt Sydal giving him a big receipt there.
Airwolf limping noticeably now.
Warrior, you said the first man to be able to take advantage of that high flying would be the man at advantage. Is Airwolf going to be able to even reach that height, to be able to start to incorporate some of that high flying offense with that vertical base severely damaged? He's already dropping to his back. they're just trying to stand taking shots.
I mean, if he wants to get up into the air, he can't continue taking punishment like this.
Sunset flip takeover.
1, 2.
Oh, wow, he almost got him.
And right
back.
Right back.
Wrenches through on that knee. He's continued to have it locked in here.
That's something that I've noticed more tonight than any other time I've seen Matt Sydal. He is not letting go of an appendage. Once he starts working
he's going to bridge through, guys.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Zack Sabre Jr., eat your heart out. Airwolf needs to either start clubbing him in the gut or do something because he cannot stay in this position too long.
Is this something from his time in Japan? This almost looks like an inverted Muda lock, like a front side, like cradle Muda lock.
Yeah, an Adam lock.
I believe it's pronounced Atum.
Atum.
But Airwolf fighting back here.
Oh, misses the enziguri. Matt Sydal it just seems like he has an answer for everything Airwolf's doing. It's like he's watched tape.
It's like he's anticipating his every move.
Or possibly talked to someone. I wonder what the relationship between Ken Anderson and Matt Sydal is like. Oh no, this is going to end poorly.
Oh.
If his knee wasn't in bad shape before, it is now.
And again, another twisting knee breaker.
Almost like a spinning toe hold, but far more impact as he is driving his leg all the way through. And it looks like he's going for a single leg Boston Crab. Oh, driving Airwolf down and sitting down as deep as humanly possible.
Unreal. Matt Sydal, third eye open, leaving Airwolf largely third eye blind. What is it going to take for Airwolf to find an answer here?
This isn't even an attempt at a submission. This is an attempt to cripple someone.
So you implied that Ken Anderson might have some involvement here. Do you think this is revenge? Do you think this is Ken Anderson sending out an enforcer to teach his
I think it's just
former student a lesson?
Colleagues talking. And you got to think
he's been able to reverse it.
Got it.
And you got to think Ken thought he was going to win tonight.
Absolutely.
And if you have a friend who's coming in, giving someone some pointers against your star student, especially, hey, he might have a bad wheel.
You can say this. You can keep calling him a student, but Airwolf is a graduate.
He is a
graduate. The first graduate.
Oh, wow.
The top gold in not just one promotion, 2 promotions. He has gone and competed. He is a Young Lions champion. He has done everything that he can to prove himself across the nation that he is the future of
wow! He shows them that he's going to go back to that leg kick, high kick to the head, and rocks him.
A bait and switch by Matt Sydal, maybe diverting that third eye of Airwolf a little bit. A little, hey, looky over there. And then going right back to that knee.
I think there's an underlying thing, though, that we're all missing. The man who is reaping the benefits here is Darin Corbin. He is waiting in the wings.
I can't say I'm disappointed. I think that there's something here also that we're maybe assuming about Matt Sydal, and that this is malicious. I think that this is just calculated. It's him seeing the future. It's him logically doing what everybody else should do if they're going after the heavy-on champion, and that's take away his vertical base, that's control the pace of the match, and that's not ever let up. Just keep going and going.
Is he going for it? Oh, great fall through on the trip. Oh! Look at the elevator. Knees up! Airwolf, 2 knees up. Sydal won't be able to breathe. Airwolf's got a moment here. He's got to find some wherewithal. He's got to get some feeling back in that leg. He needs his vertical base. He's got to get back on his feet before Sydal does.
Clyde Ironworks coming alive for Airwolf, but Matt Sydal. Beautiful, beautiful reversal. Enziguri by Airwolf, able to keep Matt Sydal off his pace, and now this is when he has to take flight.
To your point, Beard, I think you're right. I don't think it's a matter of potentially being malicious. I think it's just he is a competitor, and he wants to show that he's the best, and he will do whatever he needs to do to show that. and he's not breaking any rules.
No.
He's not taking a shortcut. He's not Darin Corbin. He's showing just how good he is.
6-1-2 here in the 2-1-8 by Airwolf. Amazing. Running over for the cover. 1, 2.
Wow.
Absolutely. You know what? This is a Mike Sydal that has taken away and shed all ego. He has gotten rid of everything that has held him back throughout his career, and his sole focus is victory. It's accomplishment over the best out there.
Oh, another.
It's why he accepted this match with Airwolf, I feel.
Oh! And it's a Matt Sydal who has laser beam focus, is taking apart what Airwolf does best. And this is what I think we didn't quite anticipate. We thought it might be the other way around. But instead, it's been Matt Sydal who is attacked from the ground base. Oh, Lope Suicida!
Action spilling to the outside here between Airwolf and Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal, he might have injured his right eye.
Head first into the stage area. Ooh. European uppercut. Sydal trying to figure out if he has all of his teeth.
Airwolf going right after Matt Sydal after calling that he had hit his eye there on the stage. Airwolf, hey, he smells blood in the air, and like any good alpha, he is going after the weak link in the pack.
Struggling to keep up, though, because he's still got a limp. He's still struggling to find that base and get all the feeling he can back in that leg. Oh, Sydal!
Lifting him over the guardrail here at Collide Ironworks and into the crowd. I can't even see where Airwolf is gone, but Matt Sydal getting the much-needed moments he needs to recover.
Over the barricade!
Wow! Airwolf launching himself over the barricade, clearing it, and diving directly into Matt Sydal.
You can see him jumping up and down, Warrior, trying to get some feeling back in that leg, trying to get some blood flow.
We're back in the ring, and Airwolf doing just that. Everything he can to get in the ring and get an advantage. Oh! Big springboard DDT onto Matt Sydal. 1, 2.
No, not quite.
A 2 count, a big 2 count there by Airwolf. He's got momentum back on his side. He's got to take advantage of it. He's got to keep on Matt Sydal here if he's hoping to pick up the victory.
Absolutely. We talked a lot about the air game, but you got to remember, Airwolf can hit that tailspin. He can hit that howl at the moon out of nowhere.
Absolutely. He's got to take what brought him to the dance, and that is the high-impact, innovative offense. Something that Matt Sydal is known for. Something that Airwolf has made his...
Locks him in a waist-lock deadlift. Sydal breaks it, goes behind.
A big elbow to Matt Sydal.
Oh, my goodness!
2. Oh! A seated snap suplex German from Matt Sydal.
The incredible flexibility and the pop in his hips from a seated position is outrageous.
The strength that it would take to snap suplex from behind that beautiful German by Matt Sydal on Airwolf normally, but on his knees, able to muscle him over, shows the versatility and the growth of Matt Sydal into one of the best high flyers, the best wrestlers out there today.
He's got him hooked up. Oh, Airwolf blocks the vertical.
Oh, spinning through
all the way through the pump handle. Pump handle driver.
1, 2.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Sydal with that here we go driver. Absolutely unreal.
Trying everything he can to gain advantage, not able to get the impact that he wanted, but could we be looking at that shooting Sydal press?
I think so.
The move he has made his name on, Rob Page begging him not to take this out on Airwolf.
It is one of the most visually stunning things you'll ever see. Airwolf's got to get to his feet.
Getting to the top.
Oh! Shote palm strike, starching Matt Sydal on the top rope.
Airwolf going to the top. Is he looking for a
my goodness.
Is he looking at the... He might be looking for that half moon from the top rope.
No way.
Sydal.
Think about the future.
Feeling it.
Oh,
Elbow
able to fight back
strikes.
out of it. Sydal going up top. Driving those knees and the shoulders into the mat. Oh my God!
Both legs deep, and still Airwolf just kicks out.
What does Matt Sydal have to do to put away the Heavy on Wrestling champion?
I have no idea. He has worked a perfect game plan here, and he just can't seem to finish Airwolf.
Slow and methodical, fast and impactful. Airwolf able to dive out of the way, throwing. Oh, ducking. Oh! This could be it. 1, 2, 3.
Out of nowhere! Airwolf out of nowhere!
Airwolf, a hard-fought match, able to strike, as you guys said, out of nowhere with that Howl at the Moon. What a win here against one of the best in the world. High flyers, Matt Sydal, putting on an absolute clinic here, but always the eternal student, Airwolf, learning from his mistakes, learning from the amazing work of Matt Sydal in the ring. Wow.
Unbelievable. Opening his mind to the past, opening Matt Sydal's mind to the present and the future of Minnesota wrestling.
Oh no, what is this?
Uh-oh.
It's time, baby. It's time.
Uh-oh.
Cash it in.
Airwolf, you gotta turn around and get out of the ring.
Settle for nothing here, coming out, all three men. And Airwolf at a distinct numbers disadvantage here. I think Corbin just wants to talk.
We're not here to fight.
Not here to fight. Probably gonna hug it out.
Congratulations.
I think Scene would disagree.
But you're looking at the #1 contender. We're not here to hurt you. Because I want you at 100%. I don't want any excuses. Because when I get my championship back, I want it to be for something and not to settle for nothing.
Oh,
whoa, the lights are out.
What's going on?
Airwolf looking like he's taking this time to get out of the ring. That's Fortune Bay Casino. Oh my God.
Fortune Mania too.
Terrifyingly familiar, gentlemen.
It couldn't be.
Fortune Mania 2? Sting? What? There's a bat in the ring! There's a bat in the ring!
Darin Corbin is looking at his future, and it does not look bright.
Wrestling fans, Airwolf is taking this opportunity to get out of the ring. But I think that Black Bat is doing more to intimidate, settle for nothing than any wrestler that could be in that ring right now. I think aside from the vigilante, the icon himself, Sting coming to Fortune Mania 2. Clyde Ironworks erupting in a Sting chant here, and Settle for Nothing looking absolutely stunned.
Wow.
Gentlemen, I don't know what else to say.
What do you say?
For once, neither does Darin Corbin.
You don't need to say any more than Sting.
I have goosebumps that will not go away. The Black Bat stands alone in the ring. And Darin Corbin not daring to take his eyes off on it as he backs up the ramp. Just the bat intimidating Settle for Nothing enough that Darin Corbin, the number one contender, the defeater of Ken Anderson and Arik Cannon, will not take his eyes off it in the ring for fear that it might transmogrify into the man himself.
Wow. Settle for nothing is
Unbelievable.
They are shook.
Unbelievable.
As is Heavy on Wrestling, Fortune Mania 2, a man called Sting.
Couldn't be bigger here at Black Sunday Heavy on Wrestling, presenting 6 amazing matches. We have a new number one contender. We have a new Heavy on Wrestling women's champion.
Wow.
We have an announcement for Fortune Mania 2, but hey, on the road to Fortune Mania 2, don't forget, back here at Clyde Ironworks, February 17th, No Love Lost 2. We're going to see, well, I don't know what we're going to see, but judging by Black Sunday, it will be an event that you will buy the chair, but you will only need the edge of that seat for the entire night.
Absolutely.